The world is a global village.
And that's because information travels beyond boundaries.
And on This Morning on ITV,
we guarantee unbiased analysis on topical issues
that will educate you,
entertain you.
So join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Every Sunday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your ultimate news and current affairs program on television. This morning on ITV, TMI. Join us. Just this morning you heard in the papers that President Muhammadu Buhari is blaming Europe for the migration crisis. But that's a matter for another day. Well, we're looking at it from the perspectives of what is happening in Edo State against the background of the fact that each time we have people returning from Libya, a greater chunk of that number are from Edo State. Despite all that is going on social media in terms of the killings, in terms of the being sold into slavery, in terms of the dehumanization, and all other activities, this is still happening. I have with me here the president of Returnees Foundation, Solomon Okodua. Solomon, many thanks for joining us on TMI. How are you doing? Good morning. Okay, I also have with us on site a young lady who also is returned, but not from Libya, but to another country. Hello, young lady. How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Tell us your name.
Florence Abu.
Florence?
Abu.
Florence Abu. Good to have you on the show. But let's start from the basics. What figure are we looking at in terms of the number of people that have returned so far? Is this voluntary return, or, I mean, give us an insight.
This is forceful return, because you used to have voluntary return for those who were stranded and they want to go back home. But these are people who have been, those who have been underground, who have been in prison facilities in Libya, and now they are asked them to come back home.
Okay.
So we have a larger number. Let me just give you the breakdown of the statistics. On the 7th of November, that is where Edo State actually actively involved in the coordination of the exercise in Lagos. Right from the airports. On the 7th, we had about 84 returnees from Edo states, 24 Edo girls, 60 Edo boys. On the 14th, we had about 157 returnees.
Yes, go on.
157 returnees. Then on the 17th, after the 14th, on that week, we had back-to-back.
Okay, I just wanted to do a little bit of some calculation as you reel out this figure, so that we can properly situate the issue, as it were, in terms of statistics, because that will really drive home the point. Now, you said on the 4th.
On the 4th. No, not on the 4th. On the 7th.
We had how many?
On the 7th, we had 84.
84.
84.
84 returned.
84 returned.
Okay.
24 girls, 60 boys.
Okay.
Then on the 14th.
Yeah.
On the 14th, we had 157. Then
157.
Then on the 17th of the same week, we have 149.
149.
Yes. Then on the 22nd, then we have 169.
169.
169. That 169, one male, 168 female, 15 pregnant women and 9 children.
Okay. Okay. So is that all?
No, that is after 169 we now had 121.
Yes, go on.
121.
Just 129.
129. Then we now have 108.
129.
Then the last one is 108.
108.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what we have in the do.
So that's a total of 796.
These are the people we have at the moment
that have returned.
That to Edo.
Okay.
And when they arrived, we did this in the run-through questionnaires to know their database, to have their information about how they left and what they want to do, whether they want government assistance.
Yes.
So, and that is how we get to know much about them.
Okay.
And we house them the government housed them for at least 2 days, 2 nights, to enable them to set this and kind of relax a little.
Yeah.
We want to shake their head because for you see the most of for the past 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, nobody has caught his or her over there. Yeah. So they give them place, they give them welcome pack, receive them, give them slippers, give them undies, and give them shirt to wear, give them good food to eat for 3 days, and allow them to go. So those that do not have has a peculiar case, or those that have health challenges, we took them to the hospital. Some of the people are in the hospital now, Central Hospital. You know, and so the female that do not have a place to stay, we take them to a shelter. Then from there, we'll now we'll find out what would best for the person. So
okay, now you're also a member of the State Task Force on illegal migration.
Yes.
From the interactions with these migrants, what is their state of mind that drives them into this crave to go abroad, against the background that, I mean, day in, day out, there are stories of people being killed, there are stories of people dying on the Mediterranean Sea. Why is there so much desperation? Why are they willing to go through this whole hog and take that risk?
From interaction, most of them said they want a greener pasture, they want a better life. There's no job in Nigeria, there's no job in Edo. That's why they want to go to Europe to make their life better. So sold all their properties, sold houses, and some clothes that showed that their business, and entered the deadly and perilous journey. But now they are back. So when having known all the reasons why they left, so the state of their mind, and they said, well, how will I go back? Because recently, some of them said they don't want to go back to their houses because there's no place to fall back to. And we encourage them to go to somewhere, because there's no way, cannot continually be in the hotel. So that others that are coming will also have a place to stay, just the way we allow them to stay for 2 days. And now the government has approved a stipend for them for 3 months. For every budget that came, they are going to receive a entitlement for 3 months. The the pregnant woman has their money separately. The children has their money separately. The boys and the girls, the youth has their money separately. Okay. So this one is going to last for 3, not just 1 month. And
how much are we looking at? Yeah, because that really brings us to a very critical aspect of this discussion, which is what is being done to reintegrate these returnees back into the society, reunite them with their families, and that's where you said a stipend is being given on a monthly basis. That would just be for 3 months.
For 3 months. Then
how much is this? How much are we talking about?
Within that 3 months, then we understand what do they want to do. Some of the girls said they want to go into catering event management. Some said they want to go into hair salon. So all these people are grouped into various categories. Okay. Then the boys who said they want to do, some are willing to go back to farm. Just like recently on last Friday, the government, the earlier returning, people that came earlier, we have people that came January, February, March, April, May, and June. So these people now we compile their list, those that want to go into agricultural business. So we compile their list and we recommend to government for training. And governors are graciously approved the training for, the training took place last week for 10 days. And after the 10 days, you saw the inauguration and the close ceremony where the governor officially said those people will be given 150 hectares of land. These are specific people that were trained in the area of agriculture. They were trained for 10 days. Government, they have their information with government now to speak. Then these people that were also given a seed grant of 100 million naira. 100 million naira for 150 trained returning in agri. So those people that want to go into mechanic, that want to go into business, that want to go into whichever way the trade they want to go, we have their information. And when the time is right for those aspect of training, they will send the test to all of them for the training and give them the venue, and they will take off. And I believe that the government has started in that direction. We should definitely look into them immediately after that training. But first, they must give them that skill to ensure that they improve, they make good use of whatever the government is going to give to them. That is what that is what is on ground right now.
Okay. I have a beautiful young lady here, Florence Abu. Florence, glad to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Florence is a returnee from Russia. How did you find yourself in Russia? Let's start off from there.
Well, I was being introduced by Pastor. That was in early 2012. So he introduced me and told me if I would love to travel, that there is...
Was he your pastor, or it was just a pastor?
He was an assistant pastor in church. Actually, that's what we know him for. Okay. Because most of the time they don't refer us to him. So I was very close to him actually then, and he had to refer me that he had to tell me that since I was in a prayer and I saw that your destiny was not in the country, so I believe
that he was in a prayer, and that your destiny was not in the country, and that your destiny was probably in Russia.
It was outside the country.
It was outside the country.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he told me that since I have his skills and I'm also good at singing, because then I was a member in the choir department. So he said you can also use your skills there. So when he said all those words, the word was like, it's like this has been the opportunity I've been waiting for. Since I never thought I would be passing through the land, rather through here. I thought it would be more easier. And I believe when I get there, I'm going to explore my talent there.
And you didn't bother to pray, since you just said...
No, yes, I did. Because actually he told me that I should still be praying so that everything is going to work out well.
And then you prayed.
Yes.
And God also told you that your destiny wasn't in Nigeria.
God, when I prayed, even if somebody, God even come like an angel in the dream
to talk to you, probably will not...
I would say tell that person that it's like you want to spoil everything that God has
Oh my word.
So you think it was somehow actually. But thank God for God after the process and the period of interaction with the lady over there, because actually she never told me that I'm going to sell my body. That was the truth. She only told me that since her brother have discussed me to her that I'm a good person and I have the skills that is very, very good, because most of the time when you travel outside the country, white people sees you and they like something new and different. So you can as well mingle with them and you just make your money. That's what she said actually. So, but unfortunately when I got there, it was very, very different. It was not what she told me that I went to see. It was totally different from my own perspective of view.
Okay.
But on the long run, I thank God that at least I could be able to cope, because in the sense that I couldn't come back home actually, because she told me that you can't leave, rather you have to face it, because you don't have a mother here, you don't have a father here that you want to run to and they will defend or fight for you. Now you are here, the only thing that will save you is for you to just do whatever I ask you to do, and everybody will just be free, and you go your way, I go my way. You won't be holding me anything, I'll be holding you. So when I looked, really, there was nobody for me to cry to, nobody for me to run to. I look at Russia, I look at Nigeria, the distance was very far, and even if I want to come back to Nigeria, I have to work my money and I have to buy my ticket and come back. Before you have to work your money, you still have to do those things you say you don't want to do. So I have to just play along, pay the money. But unfortunately, even finish paying the money, things didn't go well. In fact, it was not like you are starting from the scratch. When you feel
what do you mean things didn't go well?
Like
you paid the money?
Yes, I paid
that she charged you?
Yes.
How much is this money?
$45,000.
45,000 grand.
Yes.
US dollars.
Wow. And then she wouldn't let you go?
She gave me my passport actually.
Okay.
She gave me my passport and said you can start with your own life now, because I believe you are now matured enough to handle yourself. That's what she said. But unfortunately, after the passport, it was as hard as even me paying her, because in a case whereby you can't even feed yourself, in a case whereby you can't even clothe yourself, even to afford cream to rub for yourself, it's like why did I even come? Okay, I was paying somebody, at least I was seeing little money, but now that I'm done with my own payment, I can't even just afford what my own fellow mate can afford. That shame is there. When you with your friends, you can't even speak. When you want to speak, they'll tell you, I beg, please just shut up your mouth, because you are not qualified. Go and meet up with your game so that you can talk to us. So the disgrace was too much. I had to even call my mom. I was trying to hide these things from her ever since, but when I saw that the things didn't work out, I have to make calls and call my mom, see what is happening. I can't even take care of myself. I can't feed. How am I going to do this? I want to come back to Nigeria.
Did she know you were traveling? Did your mom know?
My mom was in church the day the pastor was saying all these words, but my mom briefly told him that please, if it's true land, because my mom always got that picture that people that pass through land, they are the ones being trafficked and used for all those
prostitution and stuff like that.
So my mom told the guy, and the guy said no, everything they were doing was in a genuine way and in a genuine pattern. So if I'm going there, I shouldn't be afraid that I'm going to sell my body to men. He even went further to tell me, gave me some stories of people that went there. Unfortunately, they're coming out from the airport, they saw a white man just fell in love with them and they decided to settle down. So that was how God just blessed the person. And I thought my own case might just be as according
as
to
simple and as easy and as fast, like sharp. It just happened.
That's why
Interesting.
But unfortunately, it was not it. But after the difficulty in Russia, I couldn't feed, I couldn't care for myself. I had to call back home, and due to the assistance of my mom, she sent some things over there for me to use. And I was like, how long will my mom continue to do these things? Because she doesn't have the money back here in Nigeria. I believe all this money she's using, she borrowed it from somewhere just to assist me. And I wouldn't want her to do more about that. So I just have to make that decision to come back to Nigeria. I had to cry to the Nigerian embassy in Russia. And I told them that, please, I want to come back. I don't want to lose my life over here because of one money that at the end of the day I won't be able to give.
Well, I'd like to get something from your narration.
Okay.
You were able to pay the madam, so to speak.
Yes.
The person that took you to Russia.
Yeah.
So what happened that you couldn't feed, you couldn't clothe, you couldn't do all of the things that you were doing? What did you do to get $45,000? And how come after the $45,000 was paid, you couldn't get money anymore? What happened?
Well, after I finished paying the daughter, the mother actually called me and said I have to bring back $1,000 for me to take those things, because actually they told me that I'm doing a Christian way. But the day I was about to leave to Lagos, the mother said that I can't just live like that. We have to take something like an oath and some other stuff that after I finish the payment over there, that I'll have to send, I'll come and collect my things. That's our own agreement about that. So when I got there, after I finished paying the daughter, the mother called me and told me that, my dear, those things that that you drop with me here, you have to bring the money, some certain amount to collect the money. So I was like, how much? She said it's $1,000 to bring the money back. So I was like, this money is very big. But on the long run, she was not like, I shouldn't try to play smart, because if I want to play smart, then I'm just wasting my time. That I should check the history of the girls that her daughter had been taking over there. If they refuse to pay the money she requests, either they begin to face.
So you were servicing two people, the daughter in Russia,
yes,
and a mother in Benin.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to, like, okay, after all the old threat and all those words, I had to call my mom. Mom will see what the mother said, though. My mom said, okay, what will happen is that if you can even raise any money between that moment she called and the week ending, you just send the money back home. Let's give to the pastor so that the pastor can get back to the mother. So thank God for God, I had to just also, and I came up with just a little money. It was not so big, but in Nigerian money was 20,000 out of the $1,000 she told me to bring. So my mom gave to the pastor, and the pastor gave to the mother. That same day, the mother called me and was like, my dear, why would you send this kind of money to me? Don't you know I'm a family person? This money is very small, and I don't expect this money from you. I was even thinking you are going to pay me in dollars, not in naira. And I said, Mike, can never be possible. If you are telling me to pay you $150,000 in dollars, then how am I going to do my? I said, no, it's in naira. That's the reason why I bought the 20,000. So out of the argument and all those words, she was saying some kind of horrible words that if you don't fail to bring so amount for me between the other week that is running out, anything you see, you take it. Like
she was threatening you?
Yeah, something like that. So the word was, I was not myself then. I had to just end the call, then call my mom and said, this is what is happening. No, can you imagine? I gave somebody out of even the difficulty I was facing through there in Russia, I could still even bring out 20,000. I believe not everybody will do that, to give the mother that, to assure that I won't run with your money. I will still give you the money. If I can pay your daughter $45,000, what about just $1,000 that I can't pay you? So I was like, let her understand that this person is still serious and I have the mind of giving. But the mother didn't see it from that perspective. She saw it from the other angle. Then from there, different things started happening. Actually, from that day I ended that call, I was not myself anymore. I decided to even hide it, that, okay, let me hide from my fellow friend. My fellow friend will tell me that, my dear, this one has spiritual problem. Not just call the mumu yourself. Tell your mama, may go native doctor or may go other places. That's what they said. But one thing I believe that native doctor cannot help me, because they said it's what you believe that will work for you. Okay. I never believed in native doctor, and I believe that it's only God, because God was the one who brought me there. And God is going to make it, and I'm going to make it there. That's what I said to myself. They said, let's leave you now to make it. Since you believe that you can make it, then make it by yourself. So everybody that was with me, everybody just left me. I didn't have anybody to run to. I didn't have anybody to cry to. The only person I could even call then, it was my mom, and she was not close to me. She was far away from me. Yeah. So I decided, like, how am I going to cope with this situation? Even the people that I was even working with, actually, they loved me very much. But unfortunately, they just like, Florence, take your things one day, leave that place. I don't want to see you anymore. Even when I call them, for no reason, they don't pick my call. When I got home, the first thing that the person that I was staying with in the house, he said, pick your things and leave. I was left in the street of Russia. For nobody to even, nobody. It was just somebody that I met in a particular place. I never expected that person would even call me and come to my place. I just like, let me call this person, see what happened. No. If I stay in the street of Russia, as cold as it is, I would just lost my life there. And she said, my dear, just come, pick your things and come. When I went there, that's how I started. The guy said, I don't think you can continue this kind of life. Oh. My dear, like, your destiny is not getting abroad. Just try to gather little money that you can gather and just come back home. But even at times that I want to even try to gather that money doesn't come. I even had to call the guy, the pastor who introduced me to the sister. I said, this thing is very difficult here. And he said that it's because I refuse to pay the mother the money. That's why things is happening like that. That if I finish paying the mother the money, then I will see things being easy. I said, is that so? I had to, like, instead of me to pay the mother the money and see my own self being faced with that kind of hard situation, I better come back home and start from scratch.
All right, so I'm really amazed, because just listening to you eloquently, you're delivering on giving us a graphic detail of what transpired. How could someone as intelligent as you be so cajoled and hoodwinked into believing that something good was going to come out of Russia? I know you have an answer to give me, but let me come to Solomon. How was this issue handled? What about all the people who play different roles? You know, how would this? Yeah, I like to know. Yeah.
When she came back to Nigeria, somebody introduced her to my organization. Immediately she came, immediately I got the information. I quickly reported the matter to the police. To the police, I met with the police, and the former commissioner of police, Hilary Gwandu, and that night I met with him. After hearing sharing her experience with PCP, he mobilized his men that night, and yes, let's get these people arrested. We were able to arrest the pastor that night. We were able to arrest the sister.
The mother to the lady in Russia.
The lady in Russia. She came to Nigeria to recruit other girls.
Okay.
So that's why we were arrested. The mother was charged to call. We were remanded in the prison custody.
Okay, so the matter is already being handled now.
It's being handled with the police. With the court. It's the court to speak now.
Okay.
So that's
all right. So how has life been for you? I mean, now you're back.
Well,
I'm sure you didn't look like this when you came back.
No.
She's better now. When she came, that is you could hardly talk to her at that time, and that was my interest. I said, no, we can make something out of this girl, because she's ready to talk what she experienced over there. And that was one of the assurances. I said, you need to tell people. I might not be able to tell people exactly your story.
Yeah.
You are the best person to tell your
story.
So that is how what she was doing. And I thank God after just the way she analyzed issues now, that was how she analyzed on Channel Television, and governor invited all of us. From then, governor began to have interest in her issue. Therefore, today now she's part of the trained people that is going to benefit for that largesse now.
Okay.
So there's so many things that have been happening.
All right. So tell us, how's life been with you now you got back home?
Well, I would say ever since I got back home, I've been myself. Like, I've been real. I really see that I have that talent, that God gift that He has put in me that I couldn't even do over there.
Not in Russia. It's here in Nigeria.
Yes, it was here.
Okay.
Sometimes I sit back home and I ask myself, what really just pushed me to go there? Why did I even
that
make
was the
that
reason
decision?
why I asked you that question.
Why did I even make that decision? Sometimes
Yeah.
I begin to see that if I wish I have stayed here back here in Nigeria, I believe I would have been a graduate, have a very good.
How many years did you stay in Russia?
4 years plus in Russia.
4 years. Okay. Okay.
So I would have achieved something meaningful, but at the long run, I never regretted, because I believe it's just the time. This is my stepping stone, and I believe every moment I utilize it very well. And I believe Nigeria have never been a bad moment for me ever since I stepped my feet in Nigeria. Okay. People testify about it. People ask me in my chat, in WhatsApp, even overseas friends I have. They were like, Florence, when we thought when we come to Nigeria, you'll be so tattered, you'll be so like, in fact, I want to go back. But unfortunately, the way we're looking at you is like, you are really enjoying. I said, yes, come. Nigeria is not the way people think it. Nigeria is really different. Okay. I really thought it was very bad, as people say. People will tell me that, Florence, if you come to Nigeria, you won't even want to spend 2 months because you have traveled out. Yeah. You want to travel again. I said, my dear, let me first come. But then I came, and I'm even telling them that there is nothing that will make me leave this country. Is when I want to leave this country, I'm leaving this country because there's something I want to do over there.
And then you come back home.
But there's nothing I want to do. So the reason why I'm...
Okay. All right. I'm very happy for you. And the most interesting part of all of this is that it's a journey that you went on. Thank God God brought you back. Yes. And now it's a new start for you. Exactly. It's a fresh start for you. And we all learn through different processes. Yes. Unfortunately, you learned the hard way, which may have cost your life, or something more dastardly happened to you. But thank God you are alive, and that means you have to take your destiny in your hand. Yes. The talent that you have, that God has given to you, use it. Looking what is there is always there. Many of us don't realize it. We just want to build our hopes on what is not in existence, what is somewhere in Europe, somewhere in America, and all of that. So change your mindset and then have a proper focus. You'll be amazed in a few years from now. All those your friends who are there, when they come back, they think they've seen the best of you, but this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's been Florence Abu, a returnee from Russia, sharing her experience with us. Her experiences actually with us. And before we let you go, I'd like you to advise a lot of young people out there who also are thinking that it's so rosy abroad. I want to go to Europe, I want to go to America, I want to go to, and then they find themselves in the hands of traffickers, like the lady that. So talk to them, just look straight into this camera. Talk to them, just have a word of advice for them.
Well, I want to advise every young girls or guys that feel that Nigeria is a bad place, that they can't even focus in Nigeria because Nigeria is not the best place for them to stay. I want to tell them that Nigeria is the best place in this planet Earth, because there is not place like your home, and there is no place that can be more comfortable than the place you were brought up. Even if you decide to go to abroad today, or you want to leave for Russia or Italy or something like that, you can never have that peace. I know Nigeria will complain that the president is not adding any issues, but I believe the president is doing his own best. So we youth, we can also help ourselves. We shouldn't be deceived by the traffickers or those trolleys that are coming around to tell us beautiful things about Italy or about Russia or about any other country in Europe. Nothing good is there. If you are going there for a business, if you are going there for a trip or a tourist visa for just to stay for like few months, or you have people over there, it's different from when somebody is deceiving you to go. Please, abroad is not it. Abroad is very hard, it's very difficult. They don't pick money from the streets. So don't let person deceive you that there is money in the street, and if you just go under 1 month, under 2 months, you started building houses. It's a lie. Whatever you want to achieve there, you can still achieve it here if you are patient. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Those of you still planning to go, and then eventually you fall victim of traffickers in Libya who will eventually maybe sell you to convert you to slaves, as it were. I mean, you just have to do everything so you don't be a victim. I want to say big thanks to you for coming on the show today. And we also need to commend the state government for the efforts to reintegrate returnees into the system and give them a sense of belonging and give them a sense of direction. Yes. I'm sure with what is happening, more and more people will return. Yes. But for me, what is most important is that we stop them from going in the first place. Yeah, let's stop them from going in the first place. How we stop them is what we provide for them, how we engage them, how we integrate them. Those that have not made up their mind to go, when we do that, then the urge to go will not be there. All right, so thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, it's the TMI Monday. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a moment.